What is up, guys? It's Connor here from Geek on Your Face, and today we are going to be going over one of my most favorite decks, probably one of my all-time favorite decks that I've ever made in Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels. I hope you guys like it. We're going to be going over Photon / Galaxy deck, and the way I say it is Photon and Galaxy deck because they don't really work separately. They're kind of meant to be together. The two archetypes are pretty much the same thing. Think of them as the same thing. But I'm going to start off here by using Photon Lead. Allows you to special summon one level 4 lower light monster. I'm going to use that for Photon Saber Tiger so that I can summon Galaxy Knight with its effect, which allows you to normal summon without tributing if there's a Photon or Galaxy monster on the field already. The reason why I want to do this is because I can use Galaxy Expedition, which allows me to special summon level 5 or higher Galaxy or Photon monster, or I think it might just be Galaxy, whenever there's a level 5 or higher Galaxy monster on the field already. So this allows me to be able to get number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon out in my very first turn. And I don't know, I guess the surprise is kind of over. This deck is based around XYZ, that's the special thing in this deck, kind of. So it's going to be more of a highly competitive deck, because a lot of the times XYZs are the best decks because they're just so powerful and they have so many different uses and stuff. Now, number 107 Tachyon Dragon, one of the most powerful cards in the deck, especially because a lot of the cards in the Photon Galaxy deck have some restrictions when they're summoned and stuff. So here I'm going to activate the effect of number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. At the start of the battle step, you can discard one XYZ material attached to it, and then you can negate all the effects of face-up monsters on the field. And because I did that because Photon Saber Tiger, if there isn't another Photon Saber Tiger on your side of the field, he loses 800 attack. But if I get rid of that effect, he gets his full attack back. So it's really useful to be able to manipulate the card effects any way that you want. And a tradition that kind of goes on with the more advanced decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you saw in my Blue Eyes deck, cards are generally more easily accessed when they're in your graveyard, and this is definitely true for this deck as well. A lot of the times you want your Galaxy Eyes Dragons, the normal, like the normal effect monster in your main deck, you want those in your graveyard as much as possible, because a lot of the effects that these cards have focus on getting cards out of your graveyard on the field and manipulating the levels so that you can XYZ summon appropriately. Now you see here he's going to summon the Beast Skull Dragon. Obviously, you know, computer Yugimoto, that's his best card, but we're just going to Mirror Force it anyway. Mirror Force is pretty essential in this deck because you really don't want to lose out on an XYZ monster that you worked hard to summon just to have it get destroyed, as is with all monster-focused decks. And here I'm not going to use the other XYZ material because he's going to die this turn anyway, and because it doesn't matter, the new Photon Saber Tiger, since there's another one on the field, his attack doesn't get lowered. That's going to be a quick win, guys. Now we're going to be going into the recipe portion of this deck in just a second, but I really wanted to focus on this. What you just saw, it took like, what, 3 minutes to beat him? That is pretty slow for this deck. There's a lot of stuff that you can really do. Here we go, Galaxy Knight. If you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When you do, target one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard. This card loses 1,000 attack, and if it does, special summon that target and face-up defense position. So it's really good for getting your rank 8 XYZs out. Galaxy Wizard. Once per turn, you can increase this card's level by 4 until the end phase. You can tribute this card, add one Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, except Galaxy Wizard. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 2 monsters, 2,000 or more attack. You're not really going to take advantage of that effect. Honest is really good. It's pretty much guaranteed you need it in the light deck. Photon Crusher, if this card attacks, is changed to defense position at the end of the damage step. Really good level 4 card, good attack. Photon Saber Tiger, good level 3 card. When this card is normal summon, you can add one Photon Saber Tiger to your hand. Photon Satellite, this is a really good card for getting different XYZ levels. It allows you to copy the level and bump it up by 1. So say if I did it with Photon Thrasher, it's level 4. So Photon Satellite and Photon Thrasher would both become level 5 monsters. Dark Hole, obviously pretty standard. Galaxy Expedition, I went over it during the duel. Allows you to special summon level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck and face up defense position. Galaxy Zero, it's basically like Monster Reborn, but it only works on Photon or Galaxy monsters, and they can't activate their effects or attack, but it's mostly used to get XYZ monsters onto the field. Mystical Space Typhoon, obviously. Photon Lead, obviously pretty self-explanatory. Reinforcement Army, pretty self-explanatory. Trade in, discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. This is really good for putting your Photon, your Galaxy Eyes Dragons in your graveyard and getting card draw. Call the Haunted, self-explanatory. Dark Bribe to stop those Mirror Forces because you obviously don't want those to wreck your plans. And Mirror Force, obviously because you want to wreck your opponent's plans. Photon Current basically works like Honest, but only for the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons and their XYZ counterparts. Really good card though. Torrential Tribute, obviously great removal. Now we're going to go into the extra deck. Starliege Lord Galaxion, this is basically only going to be used for getting your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons out. You can discard 1 XYZ material to special summon it from your hand, and 2 to special summon it from your deck. Constellar Pleiades lets you discard 1 XYZ material from the card and return any card your opponent has on the field to their hand. Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis, you can discard 1 XYZ material and then tribute monsters in your hand, and then get rid of that same amount of cards from your opponent's side of the field. Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you guys are going to have to read that card by yourself because it has so many effects that I just probably mixed them up right here. Number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, I went over his effects in the duel. He's a really useful card, but the Neo Galaxy Eyes Dragon is going to be the best card in the deck, I would say. Number 9, Dyson Sphere. They're going to have to use a removal method on this card. That's what's so good about it. You can negate tons of attacks with its effect, and it's basically, it can never be destroyed by a monster, is what it mainly comes down to. But that's going to be it, guys. I wanted to make this really quick because it's a big deck. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be, I have no idea, so leave your suggestions in the comments below. Oh, wait, there's Naruto coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys like the episode, and I'll see you then. Bye!